somebody 2 seconds. Are you
I
ready
know
to
what
go
a teenage 2 seconds means.
live? Really? Hey, it's Mark and Steve and
Oh, it went live?
Oh,
yeah,
That's what I get for walking away.
we were just kidding around. I was yelling up at Walker, and he's like, "I'm not ready." And Mark goes, "Oh, we know what a couple minutes means to teenagers." And so I just thought it would be funny that Steve shows up to a blank wall.
I love it. I love it.
All right, Doorcourt. You guys have so much crap to talk about. I'm so excited. So 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago, I guess, I was like, hey, give Walker shit. Yeah, we finished his book.
Oh, you did?
See?
He has to do one text piece about Jack Fry, but that's great. We're going for the weekend, so I wanted to just have it. We're getting close to San Diego, man.
Yeah.
They shipped us the badges. Right?
Oh, yeah, you got the badges. There you go.
I didn't get them yet, but they shipped them. So
trackable.
That means it's imminent. So
yeah,
San Diego is
trackable. San Diego is trackable now.
right. So we're ready to go. How are you feeling about it?
Fucking got my plane tickets.
Well, that's official.
Here's something I should do. As you see me reaching off camera.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, da, 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 da.
Oh, there you go. The first appearance of
there you go,
young guys.
Wait.
Yeah, that is the best. So that is my favorite part is that we did use that picture on the cover.
Oh
because both of my daughters are like, that doesn't look like you, and that doesn't look like Mark.
Because
looks like Ernie Hudson now.
Younger.
What's that?
Well, then technically, shut up. That doesn't look like Ernie Hudson either.
No, yeah. I was like, that wasn't Ernie Hudson was, forcing himself into conventions to make some money. Little did we know he had 2 more Ghostbusters movies in his back pocket.
Yeah.
He's like the linchpin of the narrative. Like, stuff doesn't happen if he doesn't write the checks, you know?
He's the best.
All right, here we go. I see Walker Young showing up.
Hello.
Hello, young man. Happy birthday. Happy delayed birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
How does it feel to be 14? Good?
It's good. Yeah, I'm starting to hit puberty. It's feeling, it's scary, but.
Wait. Did you shave the mustache? What's going on here?
Yeah. Senior.
You had to?
Yes, I was forced to. Senior pictures. We take them now in the summer. And because when I say my friend was there for 4 hours, he was there for 4 hours.
Well, explain, because we didn't have this for our senior picture.
Yeah. So
you sat down and fucking took your picture. And it was a thing of seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Though that's what I always thought too, right? But no, we had to pay $20, and we get like 6 pictures, 2 poses, and 2 outfits. And
there's something to that.
Oh, I get it, but some of the girls treat it like costume changes, like Bob Mackie Cher stuff, and some of the dudes are just like, "Wow, don't show that to Harper and Marlo."
What are you talking about? I have that on my. That's next to That's next to their pictures.
Steve has a locket around his neck. It's just. Yeah,
they have the behind-the-scenes VIP stuff for Mark's OnlyFans, I'm sure. So
yeah,
pictures from New Jersey.
Well, you have. I think you have 24 days. 24 days till. Is it 24 days till the van rolls?
Wow. Yeah.
I didn't do the math, but yeah, it's way under
30.
4 weeks. So yeah, 24 days sounds about right. 3 weeks and a bit. That sounds about right. What are we at? The 28th? Fuck yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be great. So Walker, that's all we missed. I was getting excited about San Diego and telling everybody that you pretty much were done with your book, which was the last one. So we can say with a straight face, printer goes through and my computer doesn't crash like John Layman. You guys know John Layman did Chew for Image?
I know. Yeah, totally know the name.
So I know him from way back. We're Facebook buddies, and he said a couple of weeks ago his computer crapped out, and he's running, Photoshop, CS3, and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I have CS2, and I'm running Quark Express and fucking Adobe. And it just so happens that, I'm just old and didn't learn the new stuff, that all of this march of progress, everyone's going back to, well, I'm going to use GIMP and, my old Photoshop discs and my Quark Express.
Everyone's using all the old stuff? Interesting.
Yeah. So there was a big chart that was going around 2 weeks ago. It was like all the free or small subscription things for stuff that does the same kind of thing as the whole Adobe suite, right? And I was happy to see that if you're doing page layout, there's like 4 things, and one of them is Quark. And I'm like, well, great. So I spent the whole early part of the 21st century getting shit from my printers going, really? You're using Quark?
And now everyone's
and now they're
like going back to,
thank you for using Quark.
You teach a class.
So that's what we're doing for Walker Young with Untitled Walker Young Progress.
Yeah.
All ready to go except for page, 24, which is just, I'll just pick up what he said about Daniel Caval for Jack Fry from last year.
Yeah.
And go, there you go, man. We're going to print.
Yeah.
I'll get you something. I'll get you something right now. No, not right now. After this. After this.
Speaking of right now, where's your cowboy hat, man?
Should I go get it?
Well, we're talking about San Diego. Like, we know that the Philbacks don't follow our program. So Mark and Steve will enjoy this. But remember last year we got him the baseball cap that just
says this is my cowboy hat. Yeah. So now you actually got
the Cowboys were just, oh, you're gonna do the whole thing, or you're just gonna put it on? There you go.
Oh, there you go. So now you got a cowboy hat. Are you gonna bring it with you there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess you're going to the Top Gun bar.
Ooh. You got to get a patch that says, "This is my baseball cap."
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you can get that I bet you that's a pin.
This is my baseball cap.
Yeah. So Walker is really into Yellowstone, so this made all kinds of sense to get him a real hat. That's a real Stetson too. That's not one of those like I got it from Target ones. That's
yeah.
I would never assume.
But I told him, I was like, I want you to not think of this as like a sports car. I want you to go out every time it's shitty outside and get that thing weathered, because Stetson wants you to wear that hat.
Yeah, that's a workman's hat. Those are workman's hats. So exactly. As we've evolved in California, it's mostly a baseball cap town, but the cowboy hat is a workman's hat. So yeah, that's very cool.
Definitely.
I love my friend Eugene Regassa's dad wears a Chinese coolie hat out front when he's doing his landscaping. And since he's this ancient Filipino guy, he doesn't get shit. But I'm like, that's a bold statement, Mr. Regassa.
Yeah.
He live up in Stockton, But I don't know. He's such a badass. Nobody messes with him. The old man in the railroad hat.
What's so funny? It's one of those things where whenever I see those, I always see them in like Disneyland and places like that, where like I don't think anyone would yell at you for cultural appropriation because they're selling it there. But the minute you'd walk out, it'd be like probably weird that the 55-year-old white guy's wearing the the Asian coolie hat. But I actually didn't know it was called a coolie hat. I've known those hats for a really long time.
That's probably the bigoted racist white people word for it. I mean, the last time I was talking about it was like 50 years ago. Let's do a quick search.
It is now officially
it's an unskilled Asian worker. So you would imagine people are not happy about that. I apologize. I don't know what those things are called. That's what Eugene calls it.
It's a dad's coolie. Sun hat. An Asian conical sun hat. Conical.
Sun hat.
Oh man.
I'm keeping my mouth shut, man. I want to have a job in the future,
Yeah.
I'll let you guys talk, but you guys figure it out.
We'll edit this in post.
Trying to work.
Yeah,
trying to work
exactly.
Is Disney's gonna find
Be
this?
clear that we're all trying to honestly understand what we call that.
Right.
It's not like, let's all buy it and get them at Disneyland and show them how to wear it. It's nobody's saying.
So in West Africa,
Look at this. Did you see Sagasag?
Oh, there you go.
Huh.
Yeah. So All right. I'm dying to know, Chris. Did you hear what they called it?
We'll wait for the typing. Let's see.
That's okay. He probably doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so excited for San Diego. You guys have no idea. We're like, it's just, this is our 29th year, and last year was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I'm speaking for all of us. We had a pretty good show last year.
Oh, it was a blast. Yeah.
Best show I've been to.
This year is just going to be smoother than that, man. So,
smoother than silk.
Unless
the Deadpool nonsense is going to be through the roof. I bet
this side doesn't play.
No, we're all going to be good. We're good.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, there we go. If they're still calling them Cooleyats at Dice Tower West 2019, I think I'm safe. I don't know. I don't know the other name for it. Right? It's not my fault. Everybody called them that back when they were being racist.
Well, in Africa, they're known as Fulani hat. But
Fulani?
Fulani with an F.
Oh, Fulani.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's me spending 30 seconds looking it up.
Walker, speaking of that, you guys know the marketing thing of 2 truths and a lie, right? And some meeting
no, we can't say this on air. We can't say this on air, please.
Can I tell it so it's not you reflecting poorly on you? No, we'll tell them. We'll tell our friends.
We'll tell them.
Let's move on.
Behind the booth discussion.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we have a good booth discussion. Let's do 2 truths and a lie with Walker Young at San Diego, and anybody who's watching, you're gonna be at the show. Come up to Walker and tell him, "Hey, man,
and I'll tell you my 2 truths and a lie."
A door court, and you got to.
We'll save that for the green room.
Yeah.
I can. It's
the hookers and blow room.
It's funny. That is like the traditional get a job, introduce yourself kind of like, my name is Walker Young. That's
why this is brilliant. We just tell our friends.
No, not on this. Not on this. Yeah, I trust me. I can only imagine it's wonderful.
That's the thing. It's not that bad. It's hilarious. It's just like if you were watching an Anthony Jeselnik hour-long set, you wouldn't even blink at this show. But
I'm not behind a microphone. I can't hide.
Dude, you are absolutely on stage. You have a podcast.
Yeah.
Just like Brad Moss on NBC. MSNBC.
Mr. Brad.
All right. I'm not going to, obviously you feel, I'm not going to.
No. We'll save it. We'll save it.
Do it after the show in the green room, like Mark said. It's a 10-second joke. It's just awesome.
This is how we get people to come to the booth. If we keep bringing this up for the next 2 weeks, then people will go, man, I wonder what that is. I'm gonna go to San Diego to see that and buy maybe a book.
All right, so Chris is really helping us out here. This makes me feel great about like if they're using it to promote an Asian themed game, it can't be as bad as we think it is. I just feel badly that I just popped off with saying it like I'm saying the N-word or something. I don't think it's get me one of them damn coolie hats like Eugene's dad. Like, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like that's what they're called, right? Anyway.
I mean, according to like the National Library Board, it's still a term used. So
okay, it's a term used, but I don't want to be a dick about it if people are getting mad.
and Chris, the way Chris spelled it is one of the ways it's spelled.
That's how I've seen it.
I've seen it spelled like 50 different ways. So I think we've jumped that hurdle. We've passed the test.
All right, good.
If I'm fired on Monday, we'll know that I did that. It was worse than we thought. So anyway,
okay.
Well, so last night, segue. Last night I shared with you guys the blurb of what I found online talking about the next Avengers flick. Did you guys see that?
I did, but I don't think Walker did.
Okay, how do I share it?
Because
with
we're
Walker
pretty
right
busy today. Do you want to call it up and read it? I have it.
Oh, you have it up? If you have it up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's right here.
All right. Oh, I got it. You want? I'll do it.
Okay, you do it. It's your thing.
Yeah. The plan is to adapt elements of Jason Aaron's Avengers Assemble event. In that,
I read that.
Yeah, Mephisto rewrites reality to rid himself of the 616 Avengers, and then the heroes pursue the villain through the multiverse, even meeting their 10,000 BC counterparts, which I think is super cool. It'll involve,
that's awesome.
I think that's great. Blah 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 is expected to factor in Avengers Forever's factor. Rick Jones assembles Avengers from the past, so you might get introduction to Rick Jones, which I think is pretty cool. Past and the future. Hold on. Avengers from the past, present, future. Are you pasting it? Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It's the whole thing. Nice one, Mark.
The
thing I like most about that is Walker jumped in and said, I read that. I actually read Avengers Forever back in the day, and that's Kurt Busiek and Carlos whatever, and I love that.
Yes.
So give me that movie as part of Giant.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it looks good, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Man. All this is telling me is that
Carlos Pacheco.
Yeah.
Yes.
If all this is telling me is that if they're doing this, I've got to find my Avengers Assemble Omega or whatever the first one is, because in my collection it starts at part 2, so I gotta get the first one if they're gonna
have a quest.
Movies.
Okay, so here's a couple things, and these are things I didn't find online, but this is some what people were talking about. Mm-hmm. The minute they hit 10,000 BC, that's where you're introducing Conan into the Marvel, into Secret Wars.
Please.
Dude, if Conan is in the Marvel universe, I'm going to be very excited.
Well, can we get a Savage Avengers movie?
I'm telling you. No, I don't know if it's happening, but I'm telling you, in the thread of what people were talking about, we're Marvel owns the rights to publish Conan comics, so it just makes logical sense that
they do. Yeah,
they do though.
They do right now.
They did a
just a licensing thing. They don't own the rights, right? So
correct. But Marvel,
any second, Conan's rights holders can go, "Oh, sorry, we don't like what you're doing in the movie," and then that destroys everything. So I don't think Kevin Feige is going to put somebody else's character in Marvel universe.
It's too light. Yeah,
I wish they would though, and I wish it was played by Jason Momoa, and I wish that Conan fights Lobo and Aquaman, and just give me that movie.
And it's just
it's just
Jason
the three
Momoa
of them
3 times,
like this to each other.
Well, actually, according to online, they did lose the license. It went back to Titan Comics, but I think the Conan characters.
They did Hour of the Sumerian or something like that.
Well, the one guy who posted in that was in the forum where I saw that was essentially saying, well, that would be the way that I would introduce Conan into the Avengers stuff. We could pivot it and make it like Kazar or something like that, or someone else. But Kazar,
that's cool. Give me Kazar, right?
Why not?
Yeah,
it's practically the same thing.
But
and he has a giant saber-tooth tiger.
Yeah, and you get the Savage Land in Zabu, right? And probably what's her name? The girl. It's not Sheena, is it? Sheena the Jungle Girl?
It is Sheena.
Is it? I don't know. I forget. But back in the old days when the first Brent Anderson, I used to call it Kazar back then because I didn't know how to say it. That's how old it was. But I was buying ROM and Microdonts, which Walker has a great story about that. When last time we went to Invisible Jet, he heard all about ROM and Microdonts. But I loved whatever it was. I got thinking about Chris telling you about Micronauts and how I had to literally sit on my hands. So, because she's like, it's like, a toy thing. And I'm like, a toy thing? You mean Micronauts and Barry Garza in the time machine? And, I had to okay, man, you're just standing with your kid getting comics.
Shayna, not Sheena. Shayna the She-Devil. I can still see Frank Cho drawing her right now in my head.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me be right back. Yep, I'm
back. And your
Frank Cho literally drawing anything, right? That guy's great. I was gonna say our friend Mark Finn is a big Robert E. Howard guy, so that's why I'm kind of up on where Conan is with rights and what's coming out and stuff, because that's Mark's deal.
Yeah,
and so he gets to talk about his business to a fan that knows what he's talking about. He doesn't have to explain a bunch of stuff because I'm pretty much there, and that's why he's the one that told me Conan's an Avenger now. I was like, I don't even get how that's possible. Explain this to me, Mark.
Timey-wimey.
It's 10 months ago it went back to Titan is now owns the publishing rights to Conan, whatever that means. So
that's God bless him.
But also off a newer thing I saw in my areas where I find my info. Avengers 5 will be announced at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes.
Nice.
The cast will be revealed at Comic-Con.
Ooh.
Oh.
And Thunderbolts footage will be revealed at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Get to see some Harrison Ford walking around.
Yeah, so that was because I guess Thunderbolts today or yesterday just finished filming. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So they have 20.
Thank you guys. A nice Marvel movie that sounds like something I'm really interested in seeing.
So they have 20 days to find a scene that they can edit so that people can see
put together. Yeah.
I mean, even if it's just like David Harbour and like Julianne Louis-Dreyfus like talking shit back to one another like for 30 seconds, I think that would the place would go nuts.
Well, here's what I want to see for Dream San Diego. I want to see Harrison Ford walk out onto the Hall H stage and go, I don't give a shit about any of this, and then just walk away.
And just walks right off.
And then the place goes insane.
Like erupts.
He doesn't care about us. It's Harrison Ford. Anyway, that's what I want to see. Or conversely, Steve just walking into him and going, "Hey, I got some extra cold fries. Do you want some?" He's like, "Oh, thanks,
yeah." Randomly finding him hanging out in a hallway,
right. Just
hey, old man,
trying not to light a cigarette or something.
Yeah.
You know?
What was that? What did
Harrison Ford?
Were you with me when we saw what's his name? The two from Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, Daryl Dixon.
Well, not that one, but when I saw it hit, when I was like, "Hey, do you see those two people over there?" And it was and I think it was Daryl and whoever the main guy and they were. And they were splitting a joint. It was the best.
Yeah.
And I was
they're also on the balcony.
And I was like, all right, I will not try to take a picture of this, but you're seeing this, right?
And then the security guard who saw us saw that was kind of thank you for not taking a photo.
Thank you for not taking a photo. And I was like, all right, very cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I wonder, imagine that security guard. He's like, oh, these two guys look cool, but if that camera comes out, I'm going to have to say something. This is just going to be awkward. And then you're legit. And he's like,
yeah.
That's a better compliment than just, oh, thanks for not doing that. It's no. He had to make a professional judgment of you two.
Yeah. We're not creating a giant scandal that would result in me losing my job.
Yeah. And someone on that. What? God, I don't even know what year that was. I got to think about what year that was. I got to do mental gymnastics and figure that out. Anyway. But anyway, so good. So,
me in San Diego, I'm just I really enjoy having our booth. So all my favorite stuff is hey, remember when Hellboy was behind the booth and taking his picture with us? And remember when Mark called and there's an astronaut? And I'm going to pee it. You got to get back right now.
There's an actual real astronaut.
Yeah.
You called him, right?
I did. I was like, get back now.
My favorite stories,
Or John, I like the John Cryer.
John Cryer one was great. Another good one from back in the old days was when Farscape was a thing. The guy who played the big Chewbacca guy and all the makeup. I forget the character's name and I forget the actor's name, but I knew then. And I recognized him when he came up to the booth and I got all excited. But one of my buddies in Sydney was like, can we get some of your comics here and not have it cost $1 billion because you're shipping, all the
through Diamond
boxes of bricks to Australia, right? So I'm like, well, man, I mean, I'll send you 15 copies of everything we do, as a standing order if you pay the invoice. I'm not gonna get money beforehand because you're doing me a favor. You got to pay for them later. And he's like, if you do that and give me 50 off, that'll be great. So I did that, and so he did me the favor of giving all of my science fiction books to the cast of Farscape. So at one point, this big guy comes over and he's like, "Man, I love Astronauts in Trouble. I just sit around and read this all the time." I'm like, "Hey, thanks very much." And I look at his name tag and I went, "No." And he goes, "Yeah, man, I'm friends with George." And I'm like, "Whoa, that's awesome." So that was a good one too.
That's pretty
So
awesome.
I just like when, but I have a million stories like that, and now you are too, Steve Ukraine.
Huh.
That you know, it's cool when celebrities or actors or people that you know come over and do that. But I swear to God, it is just as cool. Just some fan or some mom or something goes, "Oh, that's cool," and so you're gonna start getting that. People are like, "Man, I love that movie stuff you do. It's all in one place. Can you sign this for me?" I'm gonna be
like I said, if it happens once, it'll break my brain. I don't know how it works. I watched Walker experience it, and I watched him experience it for the first couple times. And
weird,
as well, listen, as a young man experiencing that, it's very like, I don't know where your brain was going and what was going on. Obviously, your dad's experienced it for a ton of people, but obviously seeing it probably experience it through you must have been weird. It was weird.
I loved it.
Yeah, well, it was weird as a like watching like Mark do it, like and like you do it. It was just like kind of like very rewarding for me as your friends to see it. So like it's kind of like now I'm kind of like, holy shit, someone might actually ask me to do that. And that's like brain explosion. So
we have to figure out what we're going to do for somebody who wants one each of all of our stuff. And ordinarily that'd be cool, but I'm like, okay, well, you have to give Mark $10 or $20, and you have to give Steve $5, and give that kid like, well, 10. You're getting 2 of those, and then anything else, just give it to me. It's like that's too much.
Yeah, well,
listen, 2 Matrix DVDs.
Yeah. Listen,
right.
Listen. I don't want any money as long as they take a Matrix DVD. I don't give a shit. Sorry.
So now you have to explain this, Steve. One of the added value things at Booth 2001 this year
is if you buy a copy of my wait, have you? Do you want to show it? I don't have one right here.
Wait, what's the title?
Yeah, wait, have you not seen this? If you buy a copy of that, you will get a free copy of The Matrix on DVD, because everyone needs a copy of The Matrix on DVD.
How many do you have officially? Can you?
So Walker, what do you think that's about?
That number will not be disclosed on this here.
Very nice. Very
right.
smart.
Walker will tell us
18,536.
Let's just say I have more than 100, less than 1,000. And that is all I will that is all I will declare.
Well, you only need about 50 of them, right, for the show. Don't bring 2 more than that.
Well, if I could get someone to take 2 DVDs, that's even better, right?
Would that be great? Somebody won't buy the last copy because you gave away some Matrixes
too many copies
before.
of the Matrix. Yeah.
You don't have any free Matrix? Well, fuck you, pal. I'm not buying your last copy.
Steve gave me about 20 VHS copies of the Matrix that I used them for like stacking up my monitor and like keeping like
leveling your house.
Secure. Yeah, like this laptop right here. I'm like, all right.
This table's kind of wobbly.
The sad part is finding Matrix on VHS, not that easy. It was always a difficult movie to find. I guarantee because Mark's buying all the VHS now. What have you seen? Maybe 1 or 2 out in the world, maybe?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm grateful I have it.
Yeah.
Timmy likes my groovy necklace. I haven't taken this off for 17 years, man. Walker gave it to me before he was, well, Mimi gave it to me. You were an infant. And it says father and son on it in kanji. And it's really cool. Or not kanji, whatever Chinese characters it is. What's really cool is
this
for a while.
Fire. I was doing the tattoo thing where it's like, this one means peace, and it's just like cow fart.
Yeah, fried chicken.
Well, this is true because a lot of times there'll be some Asian lady at a store and she'll look down and go, "Do you know what that means, white boy?" Like, yeah, it means father and son. And so one person gave me some really good info. She's like, "Yeah, the son one is technically son, but like, how many is in each hand there? 10, The one for son is technically son, but it's also used as student because it's the son who learns from the father." And I'm like, all right.
Even
so
better.
there now all the Matrix is.
I have 11
Matrices.
piles about this big.
What's on the fifth one from the bottom, the little red
Just
mark?
marker.
Cool.
I thought
That's
Mark
a
was
very
gonna-
special one.
No, I
So
have
you
a
just
very
bought
special.
Whenever you see them, or just they come into other collections and you just put them aside?
What? When I was buying DVDs, I would just buy DVDs. Like I buy DVDs to digitize them and keep them and all that stuff.
Sure. So what I'm saying is that sometimes they come in a set, right? And you'd be like, whatever, you put them aside. Or were you actually looking for them like Dan Shaheen looks for Skate Man #1?
No, I was. So wherever I am, I don't, not anymore. I stopped this. I stopped this.
You're right, because you have
this,
more than 100 and less than 1,000.
Yeah, I stopped this at like 3 years ago. But it would be like anytime I'd go and buy DVDs or VHS or something that I hadn't seen, I would always find 1 or 2 copies of The Matrix. Always. So just think of every time I've purchased any movie, probably for the previous 7 years, I had a copy of Matrix that I added to the pile. Anyway,
Walker, Walker was showing me he cleaned up his room and ordered a lot of his comics, put in alphanumerical order. He's got his things. It looks great, man. Nice job today.
Yep.
But he showed me he had a Death of Superman from '92 still in a plastic bag, and he's like,
that 30th anniversary.
He's going to put it in a frame just because he likes it. He thinks it's cool, and I'm like, yeah, right on, man. But it made me think how like everybody thinks those things are important because Superman died, and it's like, well, yeah, except there's 2.5 million copies of those from like 17 printings because everybody bought it. Like Jay Leno was wearing the little grieving armband on his late night talk show, the day it came out. So I remember when I went and got my comics on Wednesday, and then I watched the Tonight Show. And I'm like, So
I know a guy.
Those aren't dear, and so I
know a guy who had
Matrix
a pallet of them. We knew a guy who had a pallet. Pallet.
Well, I hope he sold them within 3 months because otherwise, that's just keeping his house.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. We always joked could we use it as packing material, and it was always hit with no. But right, like more than you could ever imagine.
Yeah, you're selling comics.
You're muted, Mark.
Yep.
Oh, weird. How that happened? Did you all see this that I picked up? A 1994 San Diego Comic-Con event guide.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is from the year before I got there.
I know. I did the math wrong. I was like, oh, maybe Larry's in here. And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh. But yeah, Van Damme makes his first appearance. And I actually saw Years Young. I was like, oh.
That's cool.
The wrong Young.
That's sick.
Well, 95 was the first one I went to. I did 95 and 96. I did the dude, look at that.
I have 3 more of these tubs.
You know what we should do? We should just like carry them around and like go up to people and go, "Hey, do you accept Matrix DVDs as cash?"
Cash? Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a guy down the way there, and he's accepting it as cash. He's trading them for about $20. It's a thing for the show, I guess.
Yeah.
You want?
It's like a special promotion they're running. Like this Matrix thing's like $100.
So pop culture, man. Red One. Steve was making fun of me, Walker. He was like, I just love that Larry likes all them Santa movies. And I'm like, yeah, I like Santa movies.
My comment was,
what, you think that's funny?
Larry likes Santa movies like I like bad horror schlocky.
The Matrix.
Yeah, or The Matrix. Yeah, The Matrix on DVD.
But he loves The Matrix, man. That first one's unassailable. That's a good movie.
Which actually brings me to a point. Obviously, you've seen a lot of the Santa Claus movies. Have you ever seen the movie called Rare Export?
No. Oh, well, it's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie, which makes total sense. But,
right.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
I am sadly just a babe in the woods with horror movies.
Yeah. No, I know that.
No, thank you.
You still haven't seen.
Even Walker makes fun of me. My dad's a pussy.
No,
I get not watching The Exorcist, but he doesn't like Bigfoot.
No, I'm hiding that behind the couch with you. No, you're not Bigfoot. Bigfoot, that's scary, man. The Legend of Boggy Creek. That's right.
That's awesome. I just didn't want to go into the fact that it's specifically the Legend of Boggy Creek. That movie can eat my shit.
But see, now it's funny.
We watched that on one
Because-
of bad Steve, one of your bad movie nights, Steve, with Rodney.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we did. Yeah.
Well,
but
I
no,
hope you weren't 7 years old.
8.
That
No,
movie sucks when you're 7.
we did. I was gonna say you did watch that Sam Elliott movie that we loved, The Man Who Killed Hitler and Bigfoot,
And
Is that
then
what it
Bigfoot.
and then
Man
Bigfoot.
Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot.
Yeah,
That is
I mean,
my kind of movie, man.
That's your movie. I knew. I was like, well,
That
Sam
movie,
Elliott's in.
even if Sam Elliott wasn't in it, I would have loved that movie.
Yeah.
Because just narratively, like World War II, this guy, he's like fucking Captain America, badass, breaks into Hitler's thing and shoots him. And that's the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is, okay, what happens to your fucking life after you're the guy who killed Hitler and can't tell anyone?
Yeah.
And so he just lives his normal life until he's Sam Elliott aged, about to die. And then they like, we need you to come kill like Bigfoot now. And he's like, one last mission. That's fucking great.
Walker, have you ever seen that?
I haven't seen all of it, but I was in the room when most of it was going on.
He was with me when I was watching it. He was like, "What is this?" And I would.
I
tell
saw.
him, he's like,
I saw Bigfoot die.
Oh,
you were a little young for that
Spoiler.
movie.
Yeah.
You were a little
exactly.
young for that movie. Yeah.
The
So
my latest thing that I watched is a movie called Hundreds of Beavers. It is.
Did you write about that or?
I did. I sent you guys a message about it. It is amazing. It's a black and white live action Looney Tunes movie, where it's pretty much a guy is hunting beavers in the Great White North or whatever, and it's just very cartoonish. Him on a rocket.
That's
him-
cool.
And all the beavers and animals in the movie are played by people in mascot costumes.
That's awesome.
Walker's gonna love it because that sounds good anyway, pal. But you know what puts it over the edge for you?
What?
19th century supernatural winter epic, a drunken Applejack salesman must go from zero to hero and become North America's greatest fur trapper by defeating hundreds of beavers.
Yeah. Well, there's
Well,
no
we
other
just-
logical explanation.
We just watched Frontier with Jason Momoa as the fur trapper in the 1600s.
Oh yeah,
and
That's-
so this
that-
is the funny version.
yeah.
That show is how I passed my A push exam.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
had to write.
learning those facts
I was given. I
one
had
Jason
to write.
Momoa at a time.
I had to write an essay. And I was given 3 prompts. One of them I didn't know. One of them I didn't know, and one of them I didn't know, but it was on the French fur trade. And I was like, "Oh, I just finished watching a 2-season show about this. I'm just gonna write
What
this."
happened in
as if-
Montreal? It was very political.
Yeah, that was like, "Oh, America, yeah, no, but here's what happened in Montreal. This guy got hit in the head with a candlestick, you know." But I wrote a lot about. I was like, "Oh yeah, the French fur trade there is crazy, you know." Relied on
Hey,
relied
right?
on
You-
Native Americans and stuff.
okay on that.
Talking
And
to
you
my
did good on this paper.
yeah, I got an 80%. So
Okay.
that was good. It's good.
Love it. That's so good.
That's being a writer right there.
Yeah.
I knew 10% of it and tap danced the rest and got a B.
That's why I got like A's and B's on all of this, on all of like the essay parts where I could just like write and just like Jedi mind trick my teacher into thinking I know what I was talking about. And then whenever it came down to multiple choice, I would get like 70s or 64s. Just like,
Yeah,
because I can't be
we're
like,
not scientists, man.
exactly. Because I can't be like, you know what I mean, on an MCQ.
Yeah.
It has answers, and the humanities have questions. That's the difference right there. So if you're comfortable with answering questions that have no answers, go nuts, man. You owned a couple of comics by the time you're 17. Anyway, Red, what was the other thing? We did a little pregame. What are we talking to Mark and Steve about? What did we see? Oh, Shorzy. New season of Shorzy's out.
Huh.
Did you guys
Oh.
know that?
I've been
Zero
digging that show.
marketing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the sad thing with some of these shows now.
It's it's not the shows though, man. It's like it's the streamers killed appointment television, and the water cooler talk at the job the next day, because everybody watches stuff when they can, not when it's out. You know,
right? Well,
and then I was just gonna say, then there's like something Disney where they come out once a week, and then there's something like Jersey where there's all 6, and your friend that doesn't have anything to do is just going, "Hey, have you watched Jersey yet?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just got up."
20 days till 20 days.
I
till
didn't know it was there. It was out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's
Or the
hard.
alternative when your friend watches it 3 months from now because you've been recommending it for 3 months, and he's like, "Hey, I finally watched our show you told me about," and I'm like, "Cool, I can't remember anything that happened."
Right. Then you don't care, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Me too, like 3 months ago.
I'm sure I did. I recommended it to you.
So what?
Yeah,
I talked about that Davy and Jonesy thing. What have we been watching, pal? Just Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Huh.
Up and down the street. He's just in love with Yellowstone so much. He's listening to country and Western music in the car, which is, I'm like, I'm a really good father because it's
good. It's good.
What's the movie he just came out with? Frontier or Horizon?
Horizon, yeah. That's why he left. Actually, the 5th season. Did we talk about all this?
We did that last week when Mark was.
Mark wasn't here. Yeah,
Mark wasn't here.
Wait. Let me say this to the masses. Right, Horizon is 2 parts, and they are doing it in the best way possible. Every other movie that has like 2 parts, you have one movie you have like the first one come out, and then like a year later, or sometimes 2, you have the second movie come out, and it just loses all momentum. But what Horizon's doing, which I fucking love, is it comes out. It actually comes out today. The first one comes out today, and then in August the second one comes out. So you watch it, and then it gives you 2 or 3 months to get it to like still feel excited about it, and then watch the second one. But that's enough time to you watch it. Say you watch the first one now, you also have to watch it again in 3 months, so they get your money twice, but you're still interested. It's just I think it's just really good, and Rebel Moon didn't do that. I
was just gonna say Rebel Moon did it first. I still haven't
seen part 2, yeah.
But no, I'm trying to think. There is a movie that did that in the theater now. Like my brain's not registering it, but I will shake the cobwebs out of my head to know that there is a movie that like they put out a 1 and then the second one came out in 6 months, which at the time. But this is like 6. 15,
that wasn't.
Was it the Back to the Futures?
I was just gonna say that wasn't Back to the Future 3, was it?
Maybe,
because it's my feeling that it wasn't a year. So
yeah, that's what I mean. I remember there was a movie that it came out with under a year.
You're thinking of Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, because it's been done before. It's like never in that short of a period. But again, it's also like if you have this like his logic, Costner's logic is like, well, it's a 2-part movie. I make it all in one, and then I cut it, and then here's A and here's B. And listen, the more money I can make in the shorter period of time, the better it is for him, because the sooner it comes out. Like, I mean, Furiosa's already out of the movie. It's like almost out of every movie theater in the world, and it's on direct. You can watch it in your house now.
We saw that like 3 days ago.
Yeah, it's like a film. If a film has to have substantial continuous ticket sales to stay in the theater, unless it's a kids movie. Kids movies they give a longer leash to. But like Furiosa, they like within 2.5 weeks, it was dropped from like 80% of the theaters.
That's insane.
Wow. Like 15 years ago, like I saw The Matrix. I will try to find my tickets. I saw The Matrix in the theater the weekend it came out, the next week again. And then I think I saw it again, maybe 6 months after that. In the theater. Is it in there? Yeah, exactly.
In there?
Yeah, it should be in there. I have them all right over there.
Is that
so what's that? Do I have the Matrix in
here?
Yeah. I don't know if I put the Matrix. Maybe it'd either be the front cover or the back cover.
And to confirm, Back to the Future Part 2 and 3.
My favorite one's Con Air, though. You have the Con Air thing. That's a good ticket there. Hey, you guys want to see something cool? Just like parenthetically,
always.
The the script, my Shield book, Loose Cannon, and Steve's book. You'd have to trust me on this, but you can hear me hitting it. All three of these books are the same size.
Huh.
Like, see, that's clean, and this is clean.
I like that.
So,
Yeah.
between the Shield collection and Loose Cannon, that's a half an inch, and then Steve's is a quarter inch.
Love it.
Isn't that crazy? And they were all set at the same thing. So if Steve's looks a little tight, I don't know what to say. It's good.
Yeah, we got it.
Good. It's not tight against the stuff, but
No, it looks good.
that's a pretty decent trim swing. That's not going to work cutting granite and putting rocks on walls, man. You only get a 16th of an inch, not a quarter inch. Holy crap. But that's true, you know, because the bleed on a trim, you guys don't know this, but it's an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So 2/8 is a quarter inch, but that just means it's kicked over one and they took both ends off of one side.
You know, this guy over here is like a master mat maker, right? You know, Mark, with his photos, like on a mat. Or where are you? Are you here?
Yeah.
Sorry. You're
right here.
Mark knows the logistics of like laying. What's the spacing around a photo when you're matting it?
Yeah. Depends on the picture.
Yeah.
I can do all that.
Yeah, he's a professional, man. Don't just ask for free stuff. You can tell you're trying to like frame something.
Look, you got to pay for his masterclass, man.
Listen, I've asked him. Listen, I asked him 1,000 times if he could help me do a thing, and he said no. Just please go to a store.
Shut up. Hey, Larry, can I see the back of Steve's book?
Sure. Where'd I put it? Here it is.
That photo. Now, do you know what movie we're seeing in that photo?
I do.
Is it
Double feature?
This is the first time Matt Walker joined us. Yeah, it's Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp double feature. We sat down for 5 hours of movies. I like the little like 80s kind of thing happening.
Oh, I love it, dude.
Very cool.
You got 3 Hollywood big shots on the back too.
Yeah, it's
Devin Pike, who's Devin Pike is he's a movie critic for the Dallas Herald Observer, and so having another guy professionally go, hey, your shit doesn't stink. That's not so bad, right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
And then Carl Martin, art director for everything. His first job was working on Sequest DSV. Isn't that cool?
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so then he grows up to work on The Mandalorian, the MCU. What's the other one? Oh, Star Trek, but it's Picard. So I never can remember. I'm like, oh, that's great.
Jerk.
Oh, you're my Star Trek buddy. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. That's shitty Star Trek.
How long did Sequest last? That was a pretty good show. I remember watching it.
It was 3 years, and it was I loved it.
Only 3 years, really?
Way beyond any reason.
What was the name of the doctor?
It had a 2-year initial order because it was Steven Spielberg, and everybody loved the first one, but that's all you get. Like it wasn't a series, right? It was maybe you could have got 2 or 3 movies out of the whole setup, but by the 3rd season, it's like there's 60 years in the future, and there's all different guys that we can pay 1/3 of the money to. And it's nonsense. It has nothing to do with the first season. And then I loved it more, right? Because it was in the future, and the world had like just collapsed because all the shit they were doing. And so then they were like just trying to clean up. It was basically Arc 2, which was a 1970s kids TV show.
Like the last season of Fringe was like, balls to the wall. We're in the future now. We're fighting the Fedora people.
Or
the observers.
Seasons of Discovery.
The Fedora people.
Oh, that's I forgot. So I knew Brody from Jaws was in it, but I didn't realize that they made him Captain Bridger. Like close. It's close to Brody as they could get that name without calling him Brody. That is interesting.
Honestly, I'm a giant. I was a giant. What's his name? I'm such a big fan. I can't remember blanking on his name.
Roy Schneider?
Roy Scheider.
Scheider. I always add.
I'm such a big fan of his, but he was like, it was very clear. Like after the initial movie of the week that they did, he was kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So then they get Michael Ironside. He's like, remember me with my metal hand? Let's go, future sub.
Yeah.
You don't have a talking dolphin around here, do you?
We
That's
just
what
so
it
we
should have been
do.
out of the gate. It was
Roy
very, very ecological, you know.
Yeah. Roy
Oh.
Scheider, born in Orange, New Jersey, graduated from Rutgers. How about that?
Oh,
I
never
didn't
knew
know
that.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he's famous for all kinds of crap, but man, I love 52 Pickup and all his Elmore Leonard thriller stuff. I love him. Anyway,
I always like the source.
Keep
Have you ever? That's probably one that eventually you can add to your list. I think what's called the Sorcerer. Is that what it's called?
oh, Sorcerer, yeah. That's
Oh
great.
yes.
Have you seen that, Mark?
Is that on who directed that? The big guy.
There
Oh
we go.
well, yes, solid.
Yeah.
That's our guy Tim. We're gonna have to do a track court with him at some point, Dork Trek or something. I haven't done it for the last couple of weeks because Price is having twins. It's weird,
Oh.
a man who's pregnant, and we've been getting ready for San Diego. So I'm just like, there's nothing really going on with Star Trek. I'll catch up when it comes back.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it really? There's not much on Star Trek.
Is Discovery still on? Did they do all the episodes, or is it weekly?
Yeah, nope. It's done. It's over. We never have to talk about it again. It's horrible, crazy.
Like
The
finale ended.
They didn't
It's
even
all
know
over.
that it was going to be a 5-season thing, right? So they, after the strike, they came back and like did this little framing sequence that just looks tacked on and nonsense. I will give it to them. They were on brand to the end. Just everybody's crying and weepy and saying goodbye to the characters that the audience doesn't care about for 20 minutes. It was just. I watched it.
Best thing about Discovery was that it gave birth to strange new worlds, which is amazing.
See, it didn't really though. You know what it was? It was the nobody was watching their fucking show because it was horrible, and people like me and Price like were following the press beforehand, and we would just go, "That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's not going to work. This is going to collapse. You don't understand what you're doing." And we were right across the board, right? And to the point where CBS All Access puts out this thing to their subscribers and goes, oh, "What can we do?" It was hilarious because every single question was worded like they were panicking. And so I got a copy of it and I sent them my thing and I just checked off whatever, who cares? But the end of it is, well, I don't understand why you guys are not doing a Pike show. Like all the press was, we're following the first officer because we don't want to follow the captain. And it all sounded great. Like we were going to be following number one, right?
Yeah.
Like the first officer of the Enterprise, and she's got all this cool, and that would have been fucking great. And then they were like, "Here's some nonsense with Spock's sister," and we were all like,
"Man!"
And so then they get the thing back that was literally—I can't say literally, but because I wasn't involved, but it seems like across the board they got back on their little forum that people were like, "Why are we not doing Captain Pike again? If this is 10 years before." Kirk and Spock, and so then they brought him in on the second season, and then just now they're embarrassed, right? Because that they have to give the show that the audience wanted in the first place and thought was coming, and and now we're supposed to congratulate them. No, you just made everyone forget about that dumb show and are mad that the Anson Mount Adventure Hour isn't on every minute of the day. Anyway. That's me talking about Star Trek when Star Trek's not on. So
yeah, no, you need it.
I gotta put
a
coin in the jar. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. Hey, you put a nickel in the jukebox, you gotta let the whole song play.
Well, I was gonna say that's what 3 weeks of Star Trek catch up. We're Dork Trek. We got
10 seconds.
We got hijacked of Dork Trek for some reason.
Been waiting to get out.
Yeah. You're the best part is your dad feels so relieved now. He's like, thank you.
Just in time for your vacation.
Yeah, now we can go on vacation finally. I love that. That's so good.
Well, I guess that's a good point to wrap up, right? 1 hour.
Yeah, there's a couple of minutes. And one more thing, I want to apologize to Walker. I told him I wasn't going to talk this time, and we should just listen to him. And I talked. Give us a 2 minutes of like how felt about getting your book ready. How's it look now?
I think it looks really good. It was really cool to get to. My favorite part was when we realized that we weren't going to get everything done. So, and we made the switch from this is not the Untitled Walker Young project number 2. This is like the 1.5. So this is going to be the progress, and where we are this is where we're at. So that was really cool because we got to do a lot of stuff. Like in Jack Fry, I don't know if you've put this on Facebook, but there are some panels that just have pictures of the script, and it looks so good. Like, and it reads really well. So I like it because it shows.
Tell how we came up with that. Do you remember?
How?
When they shoot movies, right? There'll be some special effects that's not done yet, right? So you have the actors talking, and then there's a big blank screen that says special effects to be added later. And so I'm like, well, we have the special effects to be added later. They're just not done yet. So why don't we just throw the script in there? And it really worked. That's what I like about it is that
I dig it.
That's great.
We didn't just give up. We were like, what can we do with what we have? And that's what I was saying to you yesterday. When we're getting really close and it's all coming together and we're just missing a couple bits, I'm like, you got to give me the bricks because I'm building a wall. I don't know how big that wall is going to be or how far it can go because I don't know what bricks and stones I'm working with. So give me all that shit and I'll make something perfect that looks pretty and you'll love it. Be a great wall. Everybody will think that's your wall you intended to do. And that's what happened, isn't it? Even I was like, fuck, this nonsense is looking great.
Well, I think
even I was excited. I can't wait until all of you guys, the Grateful Nation, you just accept their thanks and give them autographs. And I'm looking forward to the show.
Free copies of The Matrix, exactly.
I love how that's Steve's thing because he has to get them things out of the garage because
Jesus, I have 3 tubs of these. If I reduce it by 1, it is the greatest San Diego Comic-Con of all time.
Yeah.
Listen, when at the end of the convention, you know how there's always that table with all the free shit on it. How funny!
You're just gonna leave them? Don't leave them.
Well, I was gonna say, how funny would it be if there was like 90 Matrix DVDs on the table? People would be like, "What the hell what happened?"
They would be gone in 10 seconds.
Yes, exactly. Dude, to one guy.
Dude, one vendor would 1,000%.
I swear, if on my flight back, someone is watching The Matrix on their laptop, through like the DV. Oh, I'll be so happy.
Should I bring that little portable DVD player, the little one, so it plays The Matrix the whole time?
Yes. Because you know what else we're bringing? Of course, the Justice Hall statue, right? We're also bringing Walker's lacrosse helmet because that's what his character in the Planet of the Capes thing wears. Cool. So we're gonna put that on there, like it's really, that's really Safeguard's helmet. And somebody will like, can I have that for $300? I'm like, well, Walker has to autograph it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'll bring it. No worries.
Anyway, yes, and I need a copy of The Matrix too.
Do you want the super rare white opening one?
Ooh. Your left hand is the one I have. A little thing that clips over, and so just give me one.
There's no DVD in there.
This one is. This had a. I took the DVD out of that one.
It's the case that's important, not the DVD, right?
It's the case.
Right. So, I got you.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I think that's the best segue. I'm being yelled at.
Will you guys be back next week, or are you gone all week?
We're gonna be gone.
That's a great question.
We're gone all week, but I'll have my iPad and there will be an internet connection. So there might be 3 boxes.
Maybe we can do it.
And Daddy will be sitting next to each other.
All right, I love it.
Fun. Yeah, it's just the 5th, right? It's not. Is it 4th of July or is it the 4th of July or the 5th of July?
We're coming back on the 8th.
I love that you don't want to say you're funny 2 truths and a lie, but are willing to tell everybody about our travel plans. So just let's tell the guys after, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, please.
All right,
gentlemen.
Thank you.
On.
Yep.
Right.